What is up, guys, and welcome. This is the latest title that we will cover on this channel to get the Platinum Trophy. Yes, this is Elden Ring Nightreign. My name's Turtle, as you guys know, and yeah, we are going to get into this one. So, normally I don't do this. Normally, what I like to do is, if I'm going to do a certain game in a franchise, I generally like to do the franchise in order. It's why I did God of War 3 as one of the titles, because eventually I want to do God of War 2018 and then God of War Ragnarok, so on and so forth. But this game is Elden Ring, but not Elden Ring, which is kind of the reason why I've gone with it. I'm actually not a stranger to this exact title. I bought the PC version, or the stream copy, when it first came out, and I pumped about probably 100 hours on that. So I thought to myself, I'm enjoying it still. It's been this long, why not just make it a series while it's fresh in my head? And that's what we're gonna do. So, without further ado, let's get into it. There's a lot to explain. There's a lot that needs to be understood. I will do my best to go through it as things happen, as opposed to just trying to give you like massive summaries and just bore the hell out of you guys. So, okay, we are just accepting all of this, probably giving away our firstborn child. We don't care. Let's get into it. So, Elden Ring Nightreign. If you've played Elden Ring before, you will know it's the same mechanics. It's generally the same classes that you can pick, but it's not the same kind of game. Think of it as if Elden Ring made like a sports game like FIFA or NBA 2K. You go in, you play a game for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you come back, you reap the rewards of the run that you did, and then you go back to the start and you do it again. And again, I'm going to explain all that as we move along. So, new game. Toggle auto lock on, sure. Auto target, yes. Vibrations, yes. Performance settings, yep. Let's go with the frame rate. Cursor speed, not too fast. Let's go next. Visuals look okay. I'm not going to mess with any of the settings. Player name. I mean, we've got to go with, you know, who we are. So, I'm going to go Turtle. It's also the same name that I use on my Steam version. And let's start starting the file name, Turtle. Yes. Okay. Okay, guys, so in true Souls fashion, we start off with a tutorial. So let's do that. So we start off with 3 flasks. We start off with health, stamina, and, health, which is the red bar, FP, which is basically your mana, and then green, which is your stamina. So kill these guys, we get runes on the top right hand corner, and then we use these runes to level up, just like we do in Elden Ring. So, Just for now. Again, I'm not gonna overcomplicate things. I'm just gonna explain things as they happen. So yeah. So you have maps. I'll do a better job explaining it than these guys. So if I open up a map, okay. So map menu, that's fine. Okay. So this is what a map generally looks like. This whole thing that you can see. I mean, the highlighted area is just a fraction. But what you'll find is like you have these camps that are here. You go into a camp. You clear it out, you beat the boss, like the mini boss that's inside. The mini boss drops either a weapon or a power. You pick that up and you continue on with the playthrough. But again, I'll explain that in more detail as it happens. For now, let's just get through this tutorial. Let's kill these guys. So right now we're playing as one of 8 classes. This guy's called the Wilder. Don't ask me why that's his name. It's what he's called. He's kind of like a all-rounder, really. Probably one of the best all-round players, all-round classes, I should say. He can attack, he can block. I don't want to die. So square is to drink. I'm stuck. Oh my god. So I can attack these guys like this. I can do a heavy attack. And I can stun him. Again, just like Elden Ring. The base game. And more runes we get. Okay, let's move forward. Yeah, so we can walk or we can sprint with our L3 button for PS5. Assuming you're playing on PS5. Wall jumps. Okay, so pretty much in a lot of places on the map, you'll see kind of these tombstones that are stacked up. That's an indication that we can climb the wall. And basically that's what that looks like. Okay, so this is going to be I don't know if it's a camp, castle, a tower. I don't know the exact name, but we're going to go in here. So there are chests that you can open up and they drop these drops. Okay, so here's the thing. Not necessarily every weapon that you can pick you can use, but if you see at the bottom here where it says improved jump attacks, that's a passive. So even though I don't use katars because I'm not of that class, I can pick that up and I can still get benefits from the passive only. So here, improved charge attacks. Again, I don't use great axes. That's for another class that we'll discuss later on. But I can pick that up. There you go, rarity and passive effects. So now, I'm just going to my menu. This is our menu. This is the weapon that we're currently holding, the one with the shield icon on the top left-hand corner. And for at the moment, we're getting improved jump attacks and we're getting improved charge attacks. So right now, if I were to jump and attack, I do a bit more damage. You guys get the drill. So we can switch armors if we want, which I'm not a big fan of. Yeah. Anyway, let's equip the shield again. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay. So skills. Yeah. Okay. So. Can you guys, the 2 circles on the bottom center of the screen are my skills. Each player only gets 2 skills. The left one is what you would call the common skill. The right one is their ultimate or their ulti. For the Wilder in particular, the left skill is it's like a, what do you call it? Aha, okay. So again, I'll explain this in detail. So see how this weapon, how the passive has a red hand on it? It means I have to equip it for it to take effect. So defending enemies restores HP. I don't have to equip that because there's no red hand, so we'll pick that up. It's actually probably a better weapon than I've got now. So this damage is 91. This is 95. But it's a straight sword. This character likes great swords. Okay, so if we go to the item that has a hand, we've got to equip it. Now we get the glintstones. Had we not equip it, we wouldn't be able to do this. So yeah, so just that's FYI. Skills. Every player has skills. With the Wilder, he's got like a scorpion type hook with a rope at the end that he can like use to stun enemies with. And I'll show you what that looks like now. So I'm going to target him. I'm going to do my ability. And then there you go. You see that he, I kind of like, staggered him a little bit. And there is a cooldown. So I'm going to have to wait for the cooldown to then use it again. Okay. So I'm not sure if there's a boss in here, but let's get this chest. Again, you get your lightning greases, you get all the stuff, you get your smithing stones and all that stuff. So I can use that. So I'll press up on the D-pad. Now I've got lightning on my weapon. And now I'm doing more damage. Okay, so graces. There are graces. Basically, this gives you all of your health, all of your stamina, all of your mana back. And as you can see in the top left-hand corner, we're level 5. There's an arrow pointing up. That means we have enough runes on the top right-hand side to level up. So we're going to do that. So we're going to just level up. Now we don't have any more. We need 26,000 to level up to level 6. Maximum level that you can go up per game is... someone's died down there. Okay, we have to go down there. Maximum level you can level up is 15, which doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it is. So, yeah, okay. So, this game is played with 2 other people online. So, essentially, there's going to be 2 other players. If one of your teammates go down like this, you just select him, and you got to bring him up by attacking him. If they go down one time, they'll have 1 purple bar that you need to attack. If they go down twice, it's 2 purple bars. And then every other time they go down after that, it's 3 purple bars. Obviously, 3 purple bars means it's going to take a lot longer to res, meaning you haven't got that much time because the boss is probably following you. So try not to die, essentially. Oh, shit. Okay. So we're going to try and beat this guy. I'm going to legit try and beat him. We've got a friend that is kind of taking aggro at the moment. So this play here is called a Duchess. He's another class. So you got 2 classes of the... Okay, so I'm about to use my ult right now. And basically it's a kind of like a big slash. And I think I missed. Oh no, I got him. Alright, we're going to heal. Oh, he's actually tough. Again, true to all Souls games, the tutorial isn't meant to be someone you can beat. But we're going to give it a go. We got some fire pots, so let's use that. So our guy's down. So again, you can see that to trying to res him right now is going to be really hard. Ah, Jesus. I'm just going to die. Okay. Because we're both down and it's a boss fight, it's game over, essentially. But again, I'm just going to die just for the sake of progressing with the story. So you died. Okay, death and revival. Again, I'll explain that later on. So what happens is, yeah, if you die at any time during an expedition, and again, I'll explain what an expedition is when the time comes, you go down a level and you lose your runes. If you're able to go back to where you dropped your runes, you can pick them up again, but you still remain with the low level. Oh, Jesus. Just kicking my ass. Ow. I swear I've got 100 hours in this game. Let's try this ult a little better. Yeah. Stunned him. Do this. We're gonna heal. We're gonna use our ult to close the distance. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, bro. Again, we're supposed to die, but whatever. Got no stamina, so I can't swing. Okay, so the Wilder. So, each character, each class has a general skill, an ultimate skill, and a passive. The Wilder's passive is, at any point during the game, he basically has a life. Meaning, if I get hit by an attack that would normally kill me, it pretty much is registered as he didn't hit me. But then I use that passive until I find a grace, and the grace resets that passive. It actually happened there. I don't know if you guys noticed it. He hit me, I flashed, and I was still alive because I had used that passive ability. But anyway, done with tutorial. Now we move on to the game.
Long, long ago, the lands between were visited by a great war. The Shattering, as it was known, destroyed order itself. Drawing forth in time an abomination. Thus fell upon us the night. Now heavy rains harry the region, threatening to wash away its very history. The Night Lord does not rest. As it ravages the lands between beyond recognition. But there are those who would fight back. The Nightfarers. Brought together by happenstance, their commonalities are but few. No shared station, era, or even purpose. Yet together, they are bound by a will. The will to cross the endless night and fight on. Till every shred of their being is ground away. Alas, the curtain may be drawing to a close upon this world. You are awake. I know not why, but once again it has happened. So be it. Condemned, I welcome you to the Round Table Hold. I am the priestess, the voice of your formless master. You were chosen for your potential to vanquish the night. The Night Lord is a living cataclysm, bent on laying waste to the very land that anchors us. Unless we bring its end, our world will be undone. And for this, I need your help.
Woo, trophy! Alright, what's this for? Reach the Shrouded Roundtable Hold. Okay. Pretty much, unmissable. So guys, if you played Elden Ring, you know of the Roundtable Hold. Basically the hub of the game.
This is a hidden refuge.
So, yeah. So these kind of speeches, when we talk to people, I'm going to skip. But if it's a cutscene, like the previous one, then I'll let it play out.
This message is seekers of on the third band
Okay,
together
whatever.
life, that is all. Oh, regrettably it might strike you as speak as you
Okay, where does the film
This
is
message
say?
is for you. Seekers on the third
Okay,
band
whatever.
together life, that is all. Oh, regrettably it might
Okay, so there's a lot to discuss in terms of the Roundtable Hold. If we bring in our map, you can see that there are all these locations that we can go to. And you can fast travel, which is really awesome. The other players on the map that you can see, they're actually the other classes that you can choose to do the expeditions with. And I'll go through that in a second. Actually, let's do that right now. So if you come to this area here, it's like a bell. You click on it. You can choose a character. So the Wilder, as I mentioned, that's the character that we did the tutorial with. As you can see, the passive ability, cheat death a single time. So I'll repeat, if I'm in combat and I get hit by something that would normally kill me, I will activate the Sixth Sense and I will live through that attack, as if it never happened. But then if I get hit again, I will die. If I have a Grace, it will reset it, and then the next fight after that, I will get it up again. The Claw Shot, as you saw, it's like a rope with a grappling claw at the end of it. It allows me to traverse the map quicker because I can swing it on the floor and pull myself forward, kind of like a skier. But I could also use it on enemies to stun them, especially guys with shields. If you pull them and you pull it towards them, they kind of like move around and they're not on guard anymore and you can attack them. And then the Onslaught Stake, which again you saw, it's a power-up weapon. You lock onto the character, make sure you're close enough, power it up, and then it's a big explosion that does heaps of damage and heaps of stagger as well. So, if you're an all-rounder who just likes to do a bit of everything, a bit of sword play, a bit of parrying, his best weapon is a great sword, so just keep that in mind. This is the guy for you. Now, the next class, the Guardian. Pretty much the tank of the group. Generally speaking, his weapons are a glaive or a what's it called? He's holding it like a not a spear, but like a, let's call it a glaive for now. That's his go-to weapon. Anything that thrusts, and big shields. So he's passive, Steel Guard. So he plants feet to brace with shield for a more powerful guard. So he's got the best kind of defense compared to all of the other characters. His Whirlwind character ability is okay, to be honest. It's good if there are a lot of ads around. He just does like a tornado around himself, and if you're caught in it, you'll take some damage. His ultimate is really good though. So his ultimate, what he does is once you activate it, he flies into the air. It's uninterrupted, and then he flies down kind of like a sky attack in Pokemon, if that makes sense to you. If you know, you know. So he flies up, charges up, flies back down kamikaze style. Any of your teammates who are downed or who need resurrection, that ultimate will automatically res all your team. So it can be used as an offensive attack to bosses, enemies, but it can also be used as a defensive to res all your teammates. That's the Guardian. The Iron Eye, probably in my opinion, the best character in the game, particularly if you're starting off, and he's the character that we will be starting off our Let's Play with. Just perfect. Like he can die pretty easily, but then again, you can stay back and just hit people with arrows and not be in a lot of line of fire. So his passive ability is essentially, if you're in a team with an Iron Eye, your percentage of getting better drops increases. He can mark enemies. Basically what he does is he dashes through an enemy and he kind of like stabs them with like a dagger, and they'll have an X on the body. That just means that they're prone to stagger or critical hits a lot more often. And then single shot, pretty much think of like a big ass bow. He shoots the bow, big wind up, again uninterrupted. He charges the bow, and then it's like a big kind of tornado-y type bow that just goes straight into the enemy and staggers them as well. Also a good good strategy to res your teammates as well, because of the area damage that it does. But again, we will see all of this in play when the time comes. The Raider. The Raider is just your Hulk smash character. He's got high strength. He carries great axes, colossal weapons, all of that stuff. Just a big DPS machine. So what is his passive? Okay, so he's got high poise, which means he can still swing his axes and his colossal weapons as he's getting attacked. And if he is getting attacked, he's actually prone to do more damage. The skill character, Retaliate. So that's basically like if you sense that a character is charging up to use a weapon, you can use the Retaliate. And because he's got enough poise to go through it all, once the attack finishes, if you time it correctly, he'll do like an uppercut and he just kind of like staggers the shit out of the enemy. Again, we'll see that firsthand. Totem Stellar, his ultimate is okay. Basically what he does is he plants a sword in the ground and a big totem rises from the ground. The benefits are it'll do damage to the boss or to the enemy that you do it to. And also if the raider is around the totem and he's attacking people, he does more damage. So again, just if you want that brute barbarian, get out of my way type player, that's the one for you. Okay. The Recluse, i.e. the mage. Just like any other mage in a Souls games. Yes, great abilities. This character can make or break a run. If you've got a Recluse with crazy spells, crazy gear, crazy just everything, she can pretty much carry you on her own. Issue is though, bit of a glass cannon, 1 or 2 shots, she will die, so you got to be careful with her. Okay, so her passive ability. So discover affinity residues that can be collected to replenish FP. Okay, this is a bit of a weird one to explain. So what we can do is if we come across an enemy, you'll see a circle symbol that gets locked onto the enemy and it'll be a different color. Red is fire, blue is frost, so on and so forth. You can extract those powers and make like a cocktail, and that touches on to her character ability. You can collect 3 of a different element and then you execute the skill once again, and then pending on the collection, she will execute something. It could be damage, it could be heals, it could be all that stuff. But she'll gain FP doing that as well. So she'll gain mana. So if you're ever in a fight where you don't have any more mana left and you don't have any consumables to get more mana, you're just going to have to wait around a little bit, extract all the elements, gain your FP back that way, and then continue to attack. So that's that. And then her ultimate is essentially, she does like this explosion thing. Again, a great ultimate to raise your characters if they're all down. And basically just like, it's like these red tree roots that kind of like pierce the enemy. And I think for a second, you don't take any damage and you don't waste any FP when you're using your spells. So again, very situational. If you like that playstyle of a mage standing back, doing your thing, that's the one for you. And the Executor. Yes. Pretty much, if you like Sekiro, if you like parrying, this is the class for you. So he or she, I'm actually not sure, starts off with 2 katanas. And yeah, basically playstyle just slashes anything. If you're great at parrying, again, can carry a whole team. If you know how to parry bosses in particular, you parry them, they get stunned, you attack, rinse and repeat, game over. Passive ability receives boosts after recovering from status ailments. So if this character gets poisoned, and then once the poison goes away, she gets stronger. Cursed Sword. So the Cursed Sword is the parry, essentially. Draw a Cursed Sword that can deflect enemy attacks. It's pretty much that simple. And her ultimate ability. So she turns into this massive wildebeest, gets a butt ton of health, and just starts... you can like claw at it. You can like slash the boss. Again, another good alternative to raise your teammates. Now, the thing with the Executor as well is she's got a higher chance of inflicting ailments to enemies if she's got it on a weapon. So, for example, if I find a katana that has added poison damage. She will poison the enemy a lot quicker than anyone else who's got the same weapon, if that makes sense. It's just part of a passive ability. So again, if you like Sekiro, if you like that type of gameplay, parrying, slashing, that's the one for you. Now, underneath the Iron Eye and the Raider are 2 more slots. Yes, there are 2 other characters that you can get, but we need to unlock them first. And I'll explain who and what they are once we unlock them. You actually saw a glimpse of her in tutorial. She was called the Duchess. And the last one is called a Revenant. But again, I will touch on that in the next video. Okay, cool. That's with the classes for now. What else can we talk about? Oh, no, wrong button. So we go there for character selection. Okay, relics. Relics is... Okay, so... every character has a cup, a chalice, an urn. So the Recluse has her urn, the Raider has his urn, so on and so forth. You guys can't see the relics now, but actually what I'll do, I'll explain relics once we get them. Essentially, once we do an expedition and we finish it, we get some relics at the end of the run, and those relics give us like boosts in power that we equipped, and then we have them permanently for the remaining runs. It's the only permanent aspect of the game that never changes. So I do an expedition, I level up, I get all this gear, I beat the boss. Everything returns back to normal, so sword and shield in this case, but any relics that I found, I get to keep permanently. So there's that. There's a journal up here. Now the journal is essentially every character in this game, Wilder, the Guardian, the Iron Eye, the Raider, the Recluse, the Executor, as well as the other 2 we need to unlock. They have their own kind of like side quests that you can do. We call them remembrances. If you finish the remembrances, you get like awesome like relics that are specifically amazing for those characters. And that's going to be an integral part to doing stuff later on when we do the harder bosses. So that's just something that we will do in the meantime. Out here, you've got like a training ground where you can practice sparring and doing your attacks and stuff. You can see the commands on the left-hand side there. I'm pretty okay with that now, considering I've got all those hours on the PC version, so that's that. And then again, as I mentioned, those NPCs that I mentioned, the Raider, the Guardian, all them, they're like sitting around here somewhere. We just got to find them. If you pick different characters, they're in different positions, but let's see if we can find one. So, okay, so there's something on the right side. Okay, so let me explain this guy. This guy's a jar. He's like a vendor. We can go here and we can buy shit. So, we can buy these gestures. So these are examples of relics. So, let's say I do a game and I unlock these relics. So, this relic is fire pots in possession at start of expedition. So starting the expedition, I have 5 pots in my inventory. So this one is starting armament deals magic damage. So let's say we're doing a expedition where a boss is weak to magic. That's a must because my initial starting weapon already has magic damage. All I need to do then is use smithing stones to upgrade it, use it against the final boss, and he'll die a lot quicker. This one starts with lightning grease. This one gives the compatible armament skill Sacred Blade. So this one's, so there's different sizes, small, medium, and there's also large as well. Small have 1, I guess, power or aspect. The mediums have 2, the large ones have all 3. So this one's like improved critical hits. Again, an awesome one for anyone, really. Everyone benefits from critical hits. And these are used with a currency that you get, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner where you have 0 at the moment. Once you finish expeditions, you get currencies. You get that currency, and then you'll be able to spend it on that vendor. So here's the Guardian. He's just chilling. You can talk to him and stuff. Who else we got? The Guardian, that's there. Here's the Raider, just chilling, getting pissed. You can talk to him. He's the Executor, painting. I don't think he talks. Yeah, he doesn't talk. Who else we got? Is anyone else out here? No. Anyway, the Iron Eye is in this room and the Recluse is in this room. Yeah. So let me explain. I think I'll leave the first expedition for the next video, guys, but I'll just show you what it kind of looks like. So what we do is we jump to the round table, we commence expedition. Now, Tricephalos. That's a boss. So basically, and you can see the effective item there, that's actually holy. So what we need to do is once we start this expedition, we have to go through the entire map, try and find weapons that have holy in them to make the boss fight at the end a lot easier. Once the Tricephalos is beaten, there will be a lot more bosses that we can unlock. But again, we'll touch on that in the next one. Is there anything else that I'm missing out? So character selection relics, visual codex, that's just kind of like a journal that tells you how many games you've played, how many hours, how many kills each character has gotten. It's just like a logbook type thing. Journal we've touched on. Small Jar Bazaar, that's the vendor we touched on. The garden, which has nothing going on at the moment. The shore has nothing going on. Waiting room is, again, just where the Recluse is. And then the Sparring Ground is where you can practice. There's a lot more things that unlock as you play the game. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. So what I'll do is I'll change to the Iron Eye because that'll be the first character that we'll start things off with. But yeah, I think we'll leave it here, guys. So we'll leave it here, and then the starting of part 2, we will commence our first expedition, and then I'll explain how all of that works. So really looking forward to this one. I hope you guys enjoyed as well, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.